Alright, so welcome back to some more Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game, and does your track suck? Now, before we even get into anything with this video, I do want to mention that there was someone that suggested that we do a Does My Track Suck series where I guess I would build a track or edit the video down so it's not too long and then maybe ride a few laps around on it, and then you guys would decide down in the comments whether or not the track sucked or not. You'd give it a star rating out of, 5 stars, I think? So you guys would decide. Let me know down in those comments if that's something you want to see. But today we're just going to do a regular Does Your Track Suck video where we'll take probably 2 suggested tracks and then most likely one random one and go from there. And before we even continue, I do want to mention that because most of you seem to enjoy it and it's just for fun. It's what I want to see. Just because I criticize a track doesn't mean your track is bad, doesn't mean you can't make tracks, doesn't mean nobody else is going to like it. It's just something that I like to see in tracks. So just remember that, okay? It's just my opinion. And it's not that I'm so great at building tracks that I know what's good and what's bad. No, it's just what I like to see personally when I play these games, what I like to see in tracks. So just remember that it's for fun and don't take it too offensive, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. But let's jump into this, see if we can find ourselves that first suggested track. Okay, so the first track we were going to check out today is called Shaun 625, suggested by the man himself, Shaun 625. He has been suggesting this track for quite a while, and I kept meaning to get to it, and I don't know why I forgot. I just forgot, so I apologize for that, Shaun. We're getting to it now, and let's see what this is about. I like this. I like those doubles there. It's a little bit different. Ooh. Oh, come on. First impressions, it's kind of a tough, oh my goodness, it's kind of a tough track. Whoa, that's kind of, holy cow, that's sketchy. Whoa, that's sketchy. Oh man, I actually was letting off quite a bit, otherwise we were gonna, it's weird because you have to come into it really fast, but then you kind of have to slow down a bit for it. Big triple here. Ooh, big double, that's kind of tough. Big whoops, gotta love the big whoops. I like them because, yes, they're easy, but if you miss one, it really can throw you off pretty badly. He actually has 2 versions of this track, I believe. Like, he has the same version, but he changed... Well, I'll show you next time we come back around. He changed, like, a couple small things on it. I'm gonna slow down here. Corner. Oh, man, I think you could clear that cleanly. I really do. I think you could. And the finish line. We're going to clear this? Ooh, maybe not. I'm curious. Shaun, are we supposed to clear that, or do you want us landing on top and then hopping off over those whoops? I'm kind of curious how you intended us to do that. Coming up a bit short here. This section here, I think, is where he changed it a bit for his other version of it. Oh, just barely, man. You really got to come out of that corner to get that section. I like it. Ooh, see, I tried letting off and let off a bit too much, and it really punishes you, more so than normal. Little triple's kind of tough. Oh, man, they're just coming up short. That is a tough triple. We did get it the first lap, right? Tell me at least we got it once. Tell me we got it at least once. The track actually kind of has this... It has a really good flow to it. I know I say that a lot. Really good flow, blah, 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 blah. Yes, but it's weird because the track feels pretty simplistic. It feels quite simple as far as how it's laid out, but it's difficult. It's quite difficult. It kind of reminds me... I think we did it in a video. Roczen, one of Ken Roczen's tracks. It was... a pretty simple track, but a pretty tough track. Let's see. I'm not going to preload or come out too hard, so you just step on, step off then too. It was a pretty simple track in the same type of stadium here, but it was really difficult. It was a really difficult track. This track kind of gives me that same type of feeling. I mean, it doesn't really look anything like that, but it feels like that. It kind of has that feel to it where it's pretty simple, but it's difficult, and it takes some time to master it. Like that, man. That feels really good. Just, you really got to come out of that corner to hit that. See, I'm definitely feathering the throttle there. That is insane. Can we get this again or not? Oh, Case. Oh, man. How did we get that first lap? Jeez, it doesn't feel like I'm ever going to get it now. Well, we know it works. We saw it. Plus, I trust Shaun. I trust that he... Trust that he did this correctly. He plays a lot of this game, man. He plays a lot of this game. We know Shaun. Good track, dude. I really like it. Where it shines is its level of difficulty. I mean, and it... I don't know. It's not like I see anything that I've never seen before, but it's different. It has a different feel to it. It has, like I said, a very kind of simple track feel to it, but really difficult. Really, you know, you have to... Oh, man, I was going to try and clear this. We didn't get it. I'm sure you can. We almost did that first lap. It just has a kind of a simple feel, yet quite difficult, where it's going to take some time to master it, maybe really mess with your bike setup to get it, you know, to get it to where you're comfortable with it. So I turned to 129. I'm sure it's quite a bit under 129. That was only our first 3 laps ever. So we're going to give this half a star. Shaun, really good job. Definitely the difficulty. There was that big triple and double was really tough. Love the big whoops. That step on step off table section that you had back there was really sketchy too. I mean, like when you hit it correctly, it worked really, really good. When you get out of whack, it really punishes you. So awesome track. Like I said, he has 2, and they're very similar. He changed a couple small things. I encourage you guys to go check it out because it just has a different feel to it. I don't know how to explain it. So good job, half a star. Let's move on and see if we can find ourselves another suggested track. Okay, so our second track we are going to try out today is called DT1MX Track, and supposedly this track, I haven't checked it out yet, but supposedly this track was like a replica, I guess, of a track that one of his, a motocross track where he comes from? Okay, it's this way. So supposedly this is somewhat of a replica of a motocross track where he rides at, which is really cool. I like to see that. Now, it's not totally fair to judge this from me because, one, I don't know the track that he's talking about. I don't know how close this gets to replicating it. 2, he has, you know, he had to use the big stadium, obviously, and it's not terribly easy, I'm guessing, to replicate a motocross track in a supercross game like this. So, you know, there's going to be sections here where... can we get back on the track? Yeah. There's going to be sections where there's not much happening, but that's normal. You know, it's not going to be like a supercross track where you have a jump or a rhythm section, you know, after every corner. So the thing that it can't take into consideration is how rough it would get. With MXGP Pro, that section might be super chopped out, super rough, and just be different. So I think that's one thing that's not really totally fair to judge it on, like right here. For all we know, what if this was going uphill or something? Just a little bit different. My guess is he built the track as close as he could get to the motocross track that he rides at in real life with what he could do with the game. Now we were going, oh yeah, left here. So I don't think it's a bad track. I mean, I can't say that it's a bad track because he tried modeling it after a real-life motocross track. And I just don't think he was probably able to do everything that he really wanted to do in the game. So, does the track suck? Not necessarily. As far as being in-game, okay, I'm not saying that he built the track bad. I'm not saying he's a bad track creator. He's better than me, okay? Bro, you're better than me. Which might not mean everything, but you are better than me because I'm not a very good track creator. And I'm not saying this is a bad track. I just feel like for what the game is and how the game is meant to be played and everything, I don't know if this is the most fun track for me. Is that fair? I mean, I'm not saying that it's not a good track, and I'm not saying nobody would have fun on it. Like I always say at the beginning of my video, just not to take it personal, I think you did a good job. I'm sure that this looks very, very, very much like the motocross track where you live at, but it just, I don't know, it just doesn't, it's not what I'm looking for in this game, you know what I mean? With this game, I'm not saying that I need the most, I don't need a rhythm section everywhere, I don't need these huge triples and everything. I'm fine with having sometimes a simple track, just like Shaun's track we just did was a bit more simple. I think it wasn't as simple as this one. This one seems even more simple than that. But that track worked really good. And I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it fits the way the game is for me. It's not a bad track. It has a decent flow. I don't feel like it's getting bottled up in anywhere or has any really wonky section or anything like that. And I'm sure it looks just like the replica that you were going after, or very similar with what you had to work with. It just doesn't, it's just not something that I think I myself would come back to. It doesn't have anything on it that I feel like, oh, I can't do this and I need to keep trying until I can get this section. In real life, yeah, I'm sure it's way more difficult in real life. But in a video game, when you don't have consequences of crashing and actually getting hurt, you know what I mean? It just doesn't, we'll throw a little whip. Little baby whip for you, there you go. It just doesn't, I don't know. It's just not a track that I feel like I would want to do more than downloading it once. It's not that track that I feel like I really want to come back to. But don't take it the wrong way. I'm sure you captured your replica the way you wanted to. You did a good job. It's got a good flow. It doesn't have anything bad on it. It just has too many naked sections. You know what I mean? It has too many sections where it just felt there was a couple awkward sections, I guess. There was a couple awkward tables that felt kind of weird based on the video game. Okay, this is just based on the video game. So not a bad job, just as far as the game goes, it felt it's not what I'm looking for in the game. So we're going to give this 2 stars. 2 stars because it's not a bad track, okay? He didn't build it bad, okay? Don't get me wrong. He didn't build it bad. It's probably just like his replica, but it's not something that I typically want to play in this particular game, which is why we're giving it 2. So good job. I'm sure you're a great track builder, and just because I gave it 2 stars doesn't mean it's bad, okay? Please don't take offense. I'm sure you're great, but just not what I'm looking for in the game. So let's see if we can go find that random track of the day. Okay, so here we have our third and final track of the day. It is not a random track. It is called Walls Fun, suggested by Colby, and I actually played around on the track a little bit earlier. Look at this send. Insane! That is insane. Oh, man. I played around a little bit. The track is really tough, and I actually switched my bike setup to see if this helps. Plus, he has, look at that. He has that little itty-bitty half whoop there just to get you on top of this long section of big whoops here. Small attention to detail, but I didn't notice that right away. I didn't notice it until the second lap, so interesting. And I still messed this section up. If you mess this section up, it's hard to fix yourself. It's really hard to fix yourself. Oh, we kind of did. We kind of did. Really tough. It punishes you for not doing that correctly. So many of these rhythm sections. I mean, look at this. This is tough, dude. This is tough. We are... If you don't have a rhythm, you are going to have a hard time on this track, just like we are. We are having a very hard time here. Really well thought out track. Ooh. Oh, actually, I think maybe we don't need a preload. I think it would work better to not jump that far into these whoops. Kinda. I don't know. Maybe he wants you to jump over him. This is about as far as I got before I decided that, yeah, we need to adjust a little bit. No. This is a tough track. This is pro track right here. Oh, I think, okay, we overjumped that. Nope, no preload. And then, what would this be, a double? Another double. Yeah. And then a triple. Okay. See, the problem is the track is really quite long, so I always forget. Okay, that worked. Oh, that didn't. Maybe I went to the low gear ratio. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't know, we'll see. I'm second guessing myself because I can't, the track is tough. I mean, no matter what setup I have, the track is still going to be tough. Like that. This track is insane. Ooh. No way you're tripling that. No way. Okay, so that's lap time, 2.5 minutes. We'll probably have enough time to go around for one more. That is insane. I love this. just insane. It's such, it's like, beside that, it has pretty good scaling. It doesn't feel too unrealistic or anything. I mean, it has a lot going on, but it doesn't, it doesn't feel too bad. But that finish line section is huge. I love it. It's like a little bit of mixture of everything. Oh, come on, no way. Can we fix it? Uh-oh. See, man, we never got this section one time. It's a shame. Because it kind of, I mean, that last lap, we kind of got it, but geez, that's tough. And it really destroys you if you don't do it right. Same with this. Man, this is a struggle for us. Because you're supposed to triple this for sure. And then I don't see any way of actually jumping all the way over that from that dragon's back, but I could be wrong. Oh, we got it. Oh, we got it. Oh, that was insane. Oh, come on. No way. Back up. Can I back up more? Yeah, you can kind of, I don't know. You can kind of jump through that, but step off. Oh, we got it. Okay, so this lap is going a bit better. I know we kind of messed our lap time up by backing up like that, but it bothered me that I messed that corner up. Oh, I let off too much. No way. Come on. I remember we had to let off a bit because otherwise we were kind of casing into the face of that one, so we messed up this whole section, but you can see what's supposed to be done. We're just not good enough. The track is pretty tough. There's a lot going on here. But insane. And I'm struggling to get this one, man. Tough track. 2 tough tracks today between Shaun's and this one. This one might actually be a bit harder because overall I think I'm struggling on more parts of this track than I was with Shaun's. Oh, there we go, a bit better. And the finish line. Sending it. And the whip, because people complain. No whips. There you go. Whew, that was insane, man. That was insane. I really like that track. I know we didn't get around it very good. We struggled in a bunch of sections and stuff, but I'm just going to give this a little bit. Probably not like the tiniest bit, but in between the tiny bit and the half star. So something like that. Really good job. Really solid track. I feel like, I don't know. It was difficult. It was difficult, and it kind of felt somewhat original. I mean, it had everything. It didn't have something that we'd never seen before, but man, that track had so much going on it. And it had like a mixture, you know, kind of, I guess the finish line section kind of felt more fantasy, big, huge jump to send out, but everything else felt a little bit better scaling, a lot of throttle control, kind of. The rhythm sections were quite difficult. I was struggling, as you can see. Now I'm just an average player, below average maybe, but really good job. Just a little bit of the suck star rating. Also, to explain something, if you're still here, someone was asking the suck star rating. They're like, why is the track not getting the right stars? Because the series is based off of how sucky a track is. So it was good if you had the really sucky track. You know, it was like supposed to be opposite of what it normally would be. So no, it's not back. It is backwards, but we're doing that on purpose. So again, let me know if you want to see a Does My Track Suck series where you guys decide whether the track I create sucks in the comments. And if you want to keep seeing this series, make sure to leave a like. Let me know in the comments as well. Also, if you want it to continue, make sure to leave your track suggestions and your PSN name. That way I can it's just easier to find it that way. So you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately and this series. It really means a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.